everybody. My name is Kimberly Robinson.
Okay. What was your dad's name?
My dad's name was Horace Alfonso Pitts.
How would you describe your dad?
I would describe him as very charismatic and never met a stranger, and just like a good-natured dude, like that everyone loved. He was loved by many.
What is your earliest memory of your dad?
Let me see. My earliest memory of my dad. Man, trying to think. It has to be when Curtis was born. So I think my earliest memory, it's probably like this was before Curtis was born, and it was just me, my mom, and my dad, and Dad and I were always late owls. So my mom would make me go to bed, and then Dad would creep in the room, and he'd be like, "Kim, you sleep?" And we would get up, and he would make us peanut butter sandwiches, and we would drink milk and watch Hill Street Blues. So yeah, that's some of my earliest memories of Dad.
So that is the reason you love food so much.
And I cannot go to bed at night.
What is the funniest story about one of the times y'all spent together? Like a funny story that's just like, to this day, if you think about it now, you gonna bust all that.
Oh my Lord, it's so many. Okay, one of my funniest stories of Dad. Man, it's so many stories.
A wholesome, funny story.
Yes, that's what. Yes, a nice, wholesome, funny story. Well, Dad was a gossiper. Like, he was a manly man, but he was a gossiper, and that is one thing I miss about Dad, because he always had the tea. One of the funniest is about you, Bill. When he called because Mel just wanted a break from the twins because Curtis was on tour, and and I was back and forth living at home, so I don't think I was living at home this time. So you were just exhausted because you just had newborn twins, and Curtis been on the road. So you were just like, "Curtis, you need to come get the twins. Like, I'm tired." And so of course Dad was like creeping, ear hustling as always. And so he come calling me. He like, "Kim, you know what? This girl in here talking about she too tired to be with the kids. I think she gonna do something to them kids." I told Curtis he better get them kids. I said, "Dad, she's not gonna do anything to the kids." He was like, "I don't know. You don't know what people will do." I don't know if it can be edited, but I have to tell. I'm like, why didn't I think of this one? Okay. So this is where we were living on Stevenson Lane. Stevenson Lane in Landover was that was a pivotal time. Like, that was one of our major childhood homes. So Curtis, of course, was Mr. Popular. Well, all of our friends loved coming to our house. So Curtis and all his musician friends would come over and spend a night at our house, like randomly, without asking, just randomly. So I guess this particular time, Curtis didn't tell our parents, as normal, that he had his friends spending the night. So Dad always would get up in the middle of the night and walk around the house to make sure everything was okay. So I don't know why he thought there were intruders. Like, they're downstairs sleeping. So Dad gets his gun.
Go ahead, tell it.
Dad gets his gun and goes in the room where there are young adult men sleeping, and he pulls the covers back to see who it is. And so he's talking. What did he say to Steve? One of them was little Steve. That's who he's scared half to death. Talking about, "Oh, y'all gotta tell me what's going on, cause I had that cold steel ready for you." I'm like, what? These are kids. But I don't know how wholesome that is, but it's quite funny. And Steve still laughs about. We all laugh about it to this day. So no one got hurt. So
nobody was still here. How do you think our family unit would be?
I think our family unit would be a little tighter, because Dad definitely was the cornerstone of our family. Even though he was a trip, he kind of, in his own weird way, kept everyone together. And so there's been a little distance since he has passed, but I feel like we would still be a tighter unit if he was still here. Yeah.
What would people remember Dad by?
You know what? Our cousin Nick said it the best at his homegoing service. Dad wanted everybody to know you don't have to be soft because you're a Christian. So he was one of the most gangster men I knew, but he loved the Lord and he loved his family. So yeah, I think that's what everyone will remember him by, a little gangster Christian.
Absolutely. Definitely a gangster Christian. What made Dad a good dad to you?
Dad was an awesome dad to me because he definitely, it was the way he loved me and, he took very good care of me. And just from what I can remember, he's always made sure I was okay and always taking care of me in any way possible that he could. And Dad, he was definitely like one of my best friends. Like, we fought, we laughed, we fussing, we laughing, well, I did the crying. He didn't do too much crying, but he did the apologizing because he would probably come out his mouth wrong. But Dad, I know, and even when he would say things and I wouldn't necessarily like what he say, I just know he's very passionate about people that he loves, and that's where it would come from. So definitely the amount of love my dad gave me is just, it's indescribable, and I do miss that, but I'm blessed to have had that because he was pretty awesome.